Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 6 Expert. So today we have the last of our base tours for this first base tour. And we're going to be starting off here at Supernavy Space. This one is actually set up right next to the perimeter, which of course is the city that's over, kind of over near our base. We actually spent a little bit of time at the perimeter city early on. And I know they had another, like a temporary base, then moved here a bit back, not too terribly long ago, but have started setting up a base over here. And this one is built out of blackstone, deep slate, basalt, and redwood as the frame of it. So you can see a fairly large area starting to come together. Now, I don't know if there is an exact entrance. I know we can get in right here, and I know that there's an elevator right over there. But you can see some planning kind of coming together here on the outside. And if we pop in, we'll just come in through the elevator because I think that's a little bit more of a proper entrance than going down through the windmill there. You can see some planning starting to come together out of marble. So I'm wondering if the walls are going to be marble or if it's just the planning block here. But over here, create windmill. Looks like some Enigmatica stuff going on. Some resin being pumped out, probably out of that archwood tree that's right over there with an arboreal extractor. So now if we go down, I think the majority of the stuff is down here. I don't think, yeah, there's nothing above it. Okay, and this is the bottom floor at the moment. But you can see right now we kind of have this working hub. I actually love the colors, though. The nether brick, the marble, then we've got the paved scoria for the ceiling. So probably the marble is probably going to be the walls up there, I imagine. So storage drawer bay over here ran through with crafting terminals. Let's see, over here we can actually get behind the drawers. So ran through with item pipes there. And this comes out over behind it. We're going to come through there here in just a moment. It looks like, oh yeah, this comes in behind the create system, which I think we can actually access through like a main door, if I recall, over here. I think I spotted it when we came down. And it looks like over here we have a basalt generator, a scoria, marble, blackstone, and deep slate generators over here. Now let's go on through here. I see garage door remote there into the create area. So this is kind of right behind the stone generators there, and all the different create stuff through here. Oh, this is a heating system with a filtered funnel there. Sequence assembly over here. Coke production back over here. Creosote being stocked up. Different little create systems over here. And then this takes us back into the apiaries at the moment. And what's going to be a blast furnace, looks like. Alright, now back over here, we have a wraith spawner using enchanted ash to keep them from being able to cross, because of course it stops any kind of undead, which wraiths do classify as. Hammock over here for setting it to night, of course. A little bit of Enigmatica stuff going on over here. Thermo-pneumatic. We come back here, liquid compressor, charging station. Let's see, over here, smeltery system, molten iron, and then a little workshop area over here, and R's and thermal machines over here. So kind of like a general purpose, like sort of hub area over here. Thermoelectrics for some power generation, not a bad idea. Heat generator here for power as well. And then all that ran through an energy cube. And I believe that's it at the moment, but like I know Supernavy was pretty early into the build, and of course did say that to say that it's work in progress, you know. And of course, you can see an area over here that looks like it's been planned for something, so I'm interested to see how that comes along and what ends up going into that area. But it'll be interesting to see it come, you know, next base tour and everything. It'll be quite interesting to see the progress. So, but anyways, this has been Supernavy's base. All right, now next up we have Raikman, who is actually up kind of in the northern sea here. I've actually been to this base a few times as well. I know he has spent, or they have spent, a ton of time on this building right here. Really built this really beautiful building here, which we're going to take a look at. But before we do, I'm going to show you some of the surrounding area, because they actually have a pirate ship here that was actually, it was natural, that had kind of beached here. And then if we go right up to the north, just a ways here, you can see another pirate ship up here. So two right basically on top of each other here. And I know the build is planning to use that. Perhaps we'll see sort of like a Pirate's Cove kind of build come together, you know, over time. And this is actually new here. So it looks like the plan for, like the plan layout for another structure back over here. But I'm not for sure what it's going to be just yet. So, but let's go over to kind of the main structure in this little outdoor area. A little bit of Eidolon stuff there, and just some general setup, some R's, some plants. You can see a carbuncle right over there for farming source, an apiary over here. Oh yeah, I gotta fix my sound. Sometimes I have it running through my speakers, and then sometimes I have it running through my headphones, and Minecraft doesn't like seamlessly change between the two. So, but if we head into the base itself, the structure itself, you can see a lot of work decorating, like a literal ton, a lot of like crates and, you know, clutter type decoration, which is great to do. This is the storage building, so this is kind of like sort of like warehouse decor with all these crates laid out. And then if we come up here, we have a pretty pipe system. Looks like probably just general storage, quail eggs. May see a quail farm. Looks like a create system down there. We might pop down here in just a moment and take a look at that before we head up. And then all these different armor stands. So I kind of expect to see somewhat hub style building, and then I know that this is actually set up to be the warehouse too, which it definitely shows on this bottom floor. I love all the detail and stuff through here. Kind of like a little hub workshop area right here, I imagine. So let's see, I guess we'll go down to the create area first and see what's going on down here. It looks like all the kind of general machines, kind of like a general workshop. I don't know if, I don't see like an elevator system, so I imagine it's just zoom upwards to reach the upper floor there. But all of our basic create stuff through here, and then an interesting little smelting system, probably extracting on one side and extracting from the depot on the other side, filtered, doing fire, or doing lava and doing water. And then if we head back up, that's going to take me too high. I just want to take this floor by floor. And then to reach the next floor, I actually don't see like a staircase or anything. I think it's meant to just kind of zoom up it, or zoom to the second floor there from outside. But let's go ahead and pop up. This area here, it looks to be mostly unfinished at the moment. There's no decoration, but look at outside here. I love, this has actually changed since I was over here, but now it's flowering Morado hedges, Morado seats, driftwood, a lot of uses of driftwood, birch through here, and then driftwood beams, and orange terracotta and palm, I think, are the main building materials for it. But should grab that while I'm here. Rakemin's Merchant City is the name of the waystone. So probably be like a trading hub style once it's all said and done, which I do quite like. And there's the windmill up there, so if you want a closer look at that. Now, if we head on up, I think we're supposed to zoom up to the next floor as well, and miss our zoom, and miss our zoom again. There we go. If we head up here, just a bed up here, so probably unfinished. And then up here, look at all the little detail holding the windmill up, coming off of sort of this like flat terracotta roof here. So, but yeah, that's definitely coming together quite nicely. I love like this view right here. Super, super nice. And definitely coming together. So, like I said, just mainly, Raikman said that it's mainly just the storage area right now. But, you know, more is in the works. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how this build turns out. It has me really, really interested with all the ships and, like, the placement. Because the claim basically takes up one big island. And, you know, it's planned to be this big merchant island. It'll be interesting to see how it evolves and how it progresses. So I do quite like the way it's coming together a lot. Like I said, I've been over here a few times before and been able to kind of check it out and see the progress. Certain blocks have changed since like the early versions that I had seen, but loving the way that it's coming together a lot. So quite nice. But anyways, this has been Raikman's build. Now, next up we have Sverd Space, and this is another one that I've been over to quite a few times. Most of this area out here, before we get over to there, is sort of the sort of like workshop hub, just where a lot of machines and things are set up for kind of early game progression and whatnot. Over here is a variety of farms, and I'm not for sure that this runs anymore, but this was a create farming system that ran, but I'm not for sure if it runs anymore or if it's just turned off at the moment. That's a possibility as well. Over here is, of course, Astral Sorcery set up, and then right over here is ours set up and source generation down there. Over here is the apiary area, and you can see asphalt concrete for the roads to kind of give you that extra little speed boost when you're moving on it. TC set up right here. And then back in here is apiaries. So apiary there, apiary over here. Feeding into bins. And looks to be, is that blood? Yeah, it's blood, blazing blood. Kind of a mix of things in there at the moment. If we come on over to here, this is the create system. So windmill coming down, and it can be kind of toggled on and off here. But then all of the different create stuff set up in here for making like the blaze cakes, doing the sequence assembly, crushing wheels, and all that. So where does this road, because a lot of these roads are new since the last time. Okay, this just plugs up here. Now if we come through, and I also want to pop you over to Adam because I know he's got some stuff set up over in Adam as well. But if we come on down to the main base itself, this is a mix of the polished blackstone and limestone. And if we head through, I love the use of decoration through here, and I love the way that the roof or the ceiling is designed through here. And it's set up in kind of like little workshop rooms. So right here is the modular storage, or the refined storage stuff, as well as modular storage for storage, but refined storage for automation and item storage and stuff like that. But kind of a variety of machines ran out through here and over along this wall here. And oh, I love that painting. That's something I haven't looked at all the different paintings in this pack. I need to. Spellbounds, I had some really good ones until they updated and lost them all on one of the updates. But I've got to see what all paintings are in this pack. I think I might have a few hung up, but not many. So I definitely need to do that. Over here looks to be kind of a liquid workshop through refineries, Enigmatica refineries. Oh, and then over here is the advanced liquid compressor with a whole lot of heat sinks around it to keep up that full efficiency. So mine definitely not running at full efficiency, but that I don't mind that because it's off most of the time, which I don't think that episode's come out yet. It'll be the next episode that comes out, actually. But I think I'll be releasing this one before that one. And then over here is a heat frame with double vortex tubes for cooling. So probably for doing plastic. The assembly line here, UV light box there, pressure chamber over here. So this is pretty much just a Pneumaticraft room. I think Pneumaticraft's the primary purpose of it. Now if we come on down and we step through here, we can see a little bit of blood magic over here. Looks like he did get his master orb crafted, so he can set these up in the overworld now. And then over here is Botania set up over here, and then a little bit of Nature's Aura over there. And if we come through into here, this looks like sort of another fluid room, centrifuge for, you know, bees. And I see etching acid coming probably from the PCBs, some blaze honey, some obsidian honey, different types of bee liquids. Illuminating honey, gold honey, coke oven up here, and a mixture of other types of honey as well. Now if we come through on this side, gravel, sulfur, cinnabar, back in here is the storage room, so you can see a variety of stuff being stored in the spruce strollers. And then pretty pipes kind of moving that over to here. But you can see refined storage connecting up here with an external storage. So, and then if we continue on back, this looks like the start of another room. I'm not for sure what's going to go here, but it looks like another room is starting to be kind of built up right in here. So, and I imagine there's probably going to be another one over on this side as well. Now, is this... what are you? Oh, it's an elevator. Probably, I'm going to guess it was probably astral stuff that went here. Oh, wow, I didn't even know all this was down here. So this is, what is this? It's a create system for mixing and pressing. Mechanical pipe, but it doesn't look like maybe that it's in use at the moment. Looks like semi-automation for, you know, something that would then get pulled out. Asphalt concrete. And latex processing unit here. Okay. Is that icy bay? Icy bays centrifuged for thermogenerators for making power. Makes sense. Icy bays are actually pretty good for power. So this is kind of a dedicated power system for those. And then over here we have basically automated machines, thermal machines mostly, precision sawmill over here. So, but if we pop through over to here, I think it's this one right here. We can pop through this elevator, and you can see his occultism area up here. So I just wanted to mention that because I've been over here a few times to help out with some things. So a variety of different hoppers, basically probably for batch crafting, like semi-automatic batch crafting. And a whole bunch of runes in chalk, probably for doing a variety of crafts in one space. So basically the whole floor filled with chalk. And over here, I want to say this was a Wraith spawner system. You can actually see the spawner up there. If I recall, it was Wraiths that he was spawning over here. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out because there is that bit of occultism over in this area. And he has kind of built out this little area up in the sky for doing his occultism until, you know, you can move it to the overworld. So this has been Sverd Space, definitely coming along quite nicely. I know Sverd's gone pretty far into progression. I know he's got an offering altar over here. I think probably I'm gonna say probably like final tier of both trees, both the magic and the tech trees. I imagine in the final areas of both of those at the moment. So. And I love the golden leaves block that's over here. But yeah, so this has been Sverd Space. Now next up we have Zorani Space, which is just north of Pyphus. If you recall, I mentioned Zeranny, we were going to be covering it this episode. And over here is Zorani Space. So, work in progress. I think all the bases, once again, all the bases that we're covering This episode are work in progress, so just kind of bear that in mind. But we do have a create elevator here, so we can just click, and that's going to take us up to the base itself. Now, really quickly, just to make sure, I don't think that it goes down, but let me just double check. It doesn't go down. So, and I know Zeranny said that most of their machines are in storage right now because they're in the middle of kind of moving over from an old sort of temporary base into kind of this more permanent base. So using stone as a template shell, so you can see up there is stone, and this is actually the structure where we just came up at. So it's a mix of dacite, sandstone, you can see some smooth stone, and then the walls here are white smooth sandstone. So, alright, now let's come around to here, which is going to take us up through. You can see frame blocks, very good sign of a work in progress. And you can see actually my map is updating because a lot of this, I've been over here, but not since a lot of the stone has been ran through here. So. And if we head up, let's go over here first to this side, and then we'll move over to the main base itself. But white tinted glass and white stained glass, I noticed in a few places. And then if we come around to here, oh wow, reverse ethereal glass here. I wonder if oh yeah, look at that. The bridge builds when you step across these blocks. And then I'm assuming, well, it would probably build if we come across that glass contact plates there. And I'm assuming after a bit of time, it'll break down. There we go. And it's breaking down. How nifty. Okay, let's see. Before we go downstairs, I want to take a quick flyover. Schematic cannon over here. This looks like a huge, like, meteor spot, right? And then Forgotten Guardian area over here. I know this is where the temporary base was. Oh, wow. What is this? I got to take a look. Water wheels. Running something, but they're off at the moment. Oh, it's a pump system. Pump system pumping oil, looks like. Interesting, but it's off at the moment. And then you can see the walls that kind of run around this. Laid out like that. Offering plate over here. Let's go down into, I'm assuming here would be the proper entrance. That looks like an elevator. Yeah. So elevator down into here. It doesn't go down after that, though. This was all for the engineer thingy. Oh, okay. That's for the engineering blueprints, all of this stuff. We're actually going to be starting that here soon ourselves. And delving into that. Because the only thing I've been waiting for, we're going to be starting soon. And that is our other R system for source generation. So all of this was set up just basically for making the engineer's blueprint. Over here would be for probably the ether gas system. Using the laser drill, making ether gas, making pink slime over here. So let's see. Mythical botany over here. Botania system with the Elven Gateway portal. Alfheim Dimension is sad. And then I'm not sure. I can't venture a guess. I know there's the modular storage system. A lot of different fluid storage over here. And looks like bins over on this side storing up different things. Modular storage is over here. I keep saying modular storage when I mean refined storage, but most people are using modular storage, they're using refined storage, but I mean refined storage. Godforge automation over here. dimensional storage actuator, which is probably, I'm going to guess, is plugged up to refined storage. There we go. That's another thing we're going to be getting into because, you know, I used it extensively on Spellbound. We're going to be using it a bit, basically just for item storage on here, not as extensively as we did within Spellbound, but we will be using it a bit. See some magmatic dynamos for power and magmators. Industrial squeezer. There's a sewer over here. This is the kerosene system, thermopneumatics over here, and then, I don't know, a bunch of black hole tanks and fractionating steels. Back in here are the apiaries. So, it looks like 4 of those set up back in here. No, 5 of them. 5 of them? Yeah, 5 of them. 5 of those. Diesel generator kicking on and off. Which actually, on that note, kicking it on and off like this without redstone control will actually waste a lot more fuel than it should. We covered it back on, if you recall back on Stacia, we had a system that would basically run it for about 30 seconds or, you know, whatever we set it to kind of make sure it had plenty of power and would go over the threshold and make sure it wasn't toggling on and off like that. Because this will actually eat up a lot more fuel than you probably really want it to. If you have infinite fuel and you're not worried about it, it's not a big deal, but it does waste fuel running like that. And if we head up, there's also the Astral Sorcery area up here. So, Astral Relays, it is good to see that, because it means probably they work in this pack. If you recall, they didn't work on Spellbound, so it made Astral Sorcery a bit of a nuisance to do. And I believe that's about everything. So, it's definitely coming along. Like I said, it's a work in progress. Zeranny's in the process of moving over from that old area to this new area here. So, and a whole lot of machines going on in here. But I'm definitely interested to see how it comes together. And, you know, once everything's moved over and the structure itself is kind of done, I'm curious to see what direction Zeranny takes with it. If it's going to be like a glassed over dome, maybe, or, you know, how all of that's set up. I do love the bridge addition, because it's something a little bit, you know, a bit unique, and quite a fun little way to do a bridge. And I love the beams, you know, the use of the beams. You'll notice a lot of beams around here, which I think a lot of these are being redirected with corundum, but I think these over here are being directed with the corundum. So, yeah, and you can see the stone pulls away, the beacon goes up and gets redirected by the corundum through the modular router system that's down here. But yeah, once again, this has been Zeranny's base. It looks like there's a plan. Looks like there's a plan maybe to put in a bridge onto each of these sections as well. So that'll be quite interesting once all that's in as well. And then last up, the very last base for our first sort of round of base tours, our episode 20 round of base tours, we have Fluxbobs. So this one here, Fluxbob said that the middle is started, but the basement and upper city is going to come later. So we'll start outside and then we'll move kind of into there. That kind of piques my interest. But it looks like we do have some apiaries over here done with the blue enchanted planks. But these are actually not, they're not apiaries, they're just bee houses. So a variety of different bees, and then dispensers clipping off the honeycombs. So kind of like an early game bee setup. Now over here we have a big vanilla sugarcane farm done with observers and a little bit of redstone. And then I imagine pistons. Yeah, pistons breaking the sugarcane, then that getting washed out. Very vanilla style sugarcane farm. I still have a tendency, whenever I do vanilla sugarcane farms, to do the old school method, where I don't use the observers. Instead, I just use sort of like the old school block updating detection. But that's the more like modern style with the observers there. I see a silk moth farm back in there, pure daisies, and then we'll move over to kind of the main part. Oh wow, Let's check down here first. I see a beacon system down there. It looks like Tetra. Maybe a Tetra Forge down there. Over here looks to be kind of early game hub area. Some Sterling dynamos powering like pulverizers and induction smelters. Let's see, back in here is a kelp farm, and then also kelp farm and industrial hemp farm. Basically just a slow moving farm that breaks the blocks as they, as they grow up. So let's see, over here is general farmland and ours area. Ooh, I like that a lot. Let's slip through here. Is there anything back here, or is this just an open cave? There is something back here. It looks like water wheels, maybe? No, that's a stone generator back there. What's this being powered off of? Oh, a windmill right here. Alright, if we come back out... Let's see. Oh, that's kind of nifty. When the kelp and the hemp gets broken, I guess it goes over into here. I wonder if this is going to be like city themed, kind of, maybe where there's all these different buildings. Let's take a look over here and see. Yeah, cause see, it looks like the front sides of buildings. With them kind of like shoved up together, so it almost makes like blocks of a city. I'm assuming that that is what we're going to see kind of come together here, if I had to guess. Now, if we come over, kind of getting out of order slightly, but that's okay. Some create stuff back in here and a water wheel system back here. Oh yeah, this one had a door. This one didn't have a door. This one does though. And this takes us back over to here. Now there's an elevator. Okay, this is like storage hub. And this actually takes us over under into the building adjacent to it. So, now, let's see. This building right over here, though. This looks like it's going to be fairly large. Almost reminds me of like a cathedral of sorts. Okay, this actually doesn't go anywhere. What about... Okay, it's just a facade at the moment, so it doesn't actually go back into anything, but, yeah. Oh, what's down here? What in the world is this? I've got to poke my head down here and find out. It looks like liquid experience or something. No, it's lime glass. Huh. And they've stacked it. I've seen that used before because, like, I've seen it used with, like, blue a bit, where if you stack stained glass, you can kind of make a fog effect down below, and you can also stack multiple different colors of stained glass to make, like, different effects and stuff. But they're using it for kind of like a green sort of mist, it looks like. So I do quite like that. But yeah, so this is definitely coming along. It'll be interesting to see how it all comes together. I really love the coloring on this building a lot. So we've got basalt tiles, brown terracotta, maple, a little bit of polished limestone, and then of course the mosaic glass from McCall's windows, and that polished limestone out here. I love the polished limestone from Quark. This makes me think of like a big, with it being the stained glass windows like that, it makes me think of like some sort of a cathedral or, something like that. And I've noticed a few places that look like they're planned for other things, like down there, down into what's going to be, I guess, the basement area. And the upper city maybe up here. Since there are those stairs leading up, maybe the upper city is going to be up there. So that'll be interesting. But yeah, I love the way that this is coming together, and I look forward to seeing how it evolves for sure. So once again, this has been Fluxbob's base. So coming along quite nicely. And with that, we are actually wrapping up our server tour, our episode 20 server tour. So I do expect to have another one before too terribly long, probably somewhere around episode 40, but not for sure. I'll announce on the patron section of the Discord when it gets a little bit closer to that time. Make sure and post it post about it a week or two before it starts up and do the signups, just like we did with this one. And be interesting to see how the bases evolve and expand. So, but a really big thank you to all of the builders that invited us to come take a look at their build projects and at their bases. And a big thank you to our builders today as well. We had Raikman, Supernavy, Sverd, Zeranny, and Fluxbob. So be sure to go down in the comments and show them some love. And like I said, I'll be interested to see how the bases develop and evolve as the series goes on. So, anyways, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the episode, and I hope you guys enjoyed the base tours. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already to stay updated with when new videos come out. And once again, a big thank you to all of our builders on the patron server, and really all of our patrons. A big thank you to them. Their support is extremely appreciated, and I always enjoy the server tour time of the servers because we get to actually go around and make a few episodes of it, just checking out all the bases and seeing what everybody else is up to and seeing, you know, how their builds are coming together, which I absolutely love. So anyways, I hope to see you guys next time. Until then, as always, do take care, stay safe, and I'll see you guys then.